small-minded people sure know how to drink. I came to the party, I laughed at the jokes she made. I wish that I hadn't, 'cause now the joke's on me. I didn't come here just so I could watch you make a mess. I didn't come here to ugly cry.
Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel for another video. This week we are doing some classic cleaning motivation. My house was a complete disaster. I woke up on a Saturday morning. I felt like I had a ton of energy. I had no plans to film, and I just was in the mood to film a cleaning video because my house needed it, and again, don't want to waste that energy that I was feeling on this day, so I figured I would take you guys along with me as I got everything all cleaned up. We are just going to keep this video really real and really casual, just catch up on life a little bit, get some cleaning done. If you're looking for a friend to hang out with today, then you've come to the right place. But we are starting with the kitchen. I really don't have an excuse for the way that the island looks. We're just living like a bunch of bridge trolls over here or something. I don't know how it gets this bad, but a lot of the stuff on the island was my son's artwork. I feel like if you guys watch my videos on the regular, then you know that we've been kind of struggling with this for a little bit. He's so into his art and his coloring, and that's great and amazing, but he lays it all over the island, and then doing anything at the island is really tricky because it's always just covered in papers. So I got him this accordion file from Target, and I'm trying to use it to organize some of his artwork. I separated out what was colored versus not colored. I also tried to separate them out by sports, but honestly, I don't know a lot about sports, so it was pretty difficult for me. But yeah, the accordion folder has helped a lot with keeping his artwork a little bit more contained, and it's not all over my island.
Go ahead now. Adore me. Adore me. Little did I know she wanted you alone. I thought she was over you, but
We had taken a little trip to Trader Joe's that morning, so this is not like a healthy grocery haul per se, but I just wanted to go and look around and pick some things up. My baby is obsessed with blueberry muffins, so I got those for him, and then Carson is obsessed with vanilla bean scones from Starbucks, and I felt like those might be a little bit of a better option. But there were some healthier things in here, some not so healthy things in here. These turkey apple cheddar sandwiches are like my favorite from Trader Joe's. They're so good. And then course had to get some fruit. But yeah, we don't really go to Trader Joe's to buy all of our groceries. We just go there to get things that we don't really see other places or that just look good. They do have a lot of really, really good stuff. And the reason I went there on that day was because I was making cranberry meatballs to bring as an appetizer for a birthday party that we were going to the next day. And I like to use the Trader Joe's party meatballs for those. They're really good. They're in the frozen section, and cranberry meatballs sounds weird, but it's actually so delicious, and it's always like a crowd pleaser when we bring it. But yeah, that was everything that we picked up from Trader Joe's. We also stopped at Target really quickly to get the accordion folder that I used to organize his things, but also I wanted a colander that would go over my kitchen sink, so I picked up this one. It was so pricey, but it's like the biggest and nicest one that I've been able to find. I've been looking for a while, and then just had to pick up a couple snacks for Sutton and this picture frame for Carson's poster that he picked out at the school book fair. We sent him to school with some money to buy some books, and he did come home with a book, but he also came home with this poster that has all of the NFL logos on it. Again, he's so obsessed with sports and sports team logos and all of that right now, so he wants this hung up in his room, and I felt like it might look a little bit better if I put it into a frame.
I really wanted to get it right, trying to find some balance in my life. I never really put up a fight.
I really wanted to get my countertops cleared off, and then also get my shelves cleared off that currently still had Valentine's Day decorations out. I wanted to put up some Easter decorations, but I actually don't have very many at all. I was kind of surprised. I thought I had more than I did. So currently the shelves are pretty much bare, and I'm gonna go out and try to find something, but I don't want to spend a lot of money on any decor right now. So if you guys have seen anything really cute and really affordable, let me know what you've seen and where you've seen it, because I need something to decorate these shelves. If you're looking out the window right now in front of my kitchen sink and you're seeing all the junk in the yard, there is a reason why that is there. So we had a gazebo out in our backyard, and it was, I mean, it wasn't cheap. It was probably like $300 something from Wayfair. We got it last summer, and we love it because it has like a mosquito net. It keeps the bugs out, and you can sit outside. You can put your food out there if you're having like a gathering or something on tables, and you don't have to worry about bugs quite as much as you would if it was just out in the open. And anyway, we loved it, but we had a really bad windstorm like a couple of weeks ago, and it picked the gazebo up. It flung it around the yard all over the place, and the gazebo is destroyed, which is so unfortunate, and it feels like such a waste of money because we only got one summer out of it. And again, $300 might not sound like super pricey, but for us, that's a lot of money, and we were super sad about it. So anyway, all the stuff that was under the gazebo has been blown all over the yard, and it all kind of ended up in a pile just sitting there in the middle. So yeah, we're not just people that have junk and trash all over our backyard, but it's just still so cold out that we don't want to go out there and go clean it up. So once the weather warms up, we will work on the yard. I'm hoping that somehow the gazebo is salvageable, but my husband does not think it is. It snapped in like a couple of different places in the wind. Again, so unfortunate.
You'll never change, you'll always stay the same. Go on and tell all your friends all about me. I don't give a nothing sticks to me, baby. Yes, hon, I'm Teflon, I don't give an F, so go ahead and tell them I'm a little bit too much for ya. Maybe you're not man enough, 'cause it speaks my mind.
I have run out of my sink cleaner again, so I'm just using some Dawn Power Wash to scrub out the sink a little bit. I always like to clean my sink out after I do my dishes. It's just really satisfying to me, but also our 1-year-old does take his baths in the sink, so I like to keep it nice and clean.
I don't care about if you think that I'm a little bit too much. I'm not gonna play cool when you take me for a damn fool. I'm just so sick of it. Can't believe that I've been with someone like you.
I am really excited about next week's video, which is actually a nursery makeover. I did something totally different for my channel, and I went to somebody else's house, and by somebody else I mean my sister, and I did a makeover on one of her rooms. She's expecting a baby girl. As I'm doing these voiceovers, she's not here yet, but she should be any day now or any week now. She's gonna come out, and we're so excited to meet her. But I went to my sister's house, I brought Sutton with me, and we spent the entire day working on her nursery. We organized it, we made it over, and it turned out so cute. It's like a Cinderella theme, lots of pink, of course, and this is actually the first girl from my family. I have 2 boys, of course, and my sister also has 2 boys, and now she's pregnant with the first girl, so we're all very, very excited to have a girl in our family. But anyway, I am so excited for this video, so if you guys don't want to miss that, make sure that you turn your notification bells on.
You were my best friend. Didn't care about the rules.
Like I said earlier, we're just living like a bunch of bridge trolls right now, just throwing stuff on any flat surface that we can find. I really don't know why we're like this. I think we're doing a lot of putting down instead of putting away, and we really need to get it together. But I'm going to work on clearing off all of these surfaces and getting everything put back where it actually belongs.
So clueless. We were just broken, shattered, singing along to nothing matters. Stray around like nighttime rumors. We were in too deep in your worn-out sweater.
I get questions all the time about where my dining room table is from and do I like it. It came from Article, and I love it. It's really pretty. I'm still obsessed with it. I love it just as much as the day that we got it. The only thing I will say about it though is that it is like real grain on the wood, and so if you have kids, or even if you're just an adult and maybe you're just a messy eater, if you spill anything on this table, it's so hard to clean it because it gets trapped in the grains of the wood. So for that reason, I don't know that I would recommend it, but if you were to put maybe like a piece of glass over the table, or just be really good about using tablecloths or something, it's fine. But again, just beware of that before you buy it. We had a bunch of recycling by the door that needed to be broken down and just kind of consolidated and put together. We just have so much recycling, it's crazy. I feel like in this age where we're ordering a lot online, there's just always so many boxes in our house. Also, all the paper bags from the grocery store. I do have reusable bags, but is anyone else like me where every single time you get to the grocery store, you forget to bring them in? Like, they're in my car. But then I get into the grocery store, I do all my shopping, and I get up to the checkout counter and I'm like, oh, my bags are in my car. So that doesn't help me at all. So we always have the paper bags from the grocery store. It's just a constant battle for us with the recycling. But now we are working on the chaos that is the living room. And for some reason, my camera was like having a fit and it was just like shaking for the first minute here, but it gets better. So we're just going to pick up all of these toys. The baby makes a big mess for such a little guy, and a lot of these toys were actually meant to be up on our shelves. There's like shelves that line our living room, and I use them as kind of like my toy rotation. It's not the most attractive thing ever, but it helps just to keep the toys under control. So a lot of these toys were meant to be up there, but the 5-year-old climbed up, grabbed them, brought them down, and then it just ended up a whole mess on the floor in the living room. So I'm just going to pick those up and get some of them put back up high onto that shelf where hopefully they will stay until I'm ready to rotate them again. We've been thinking about selling our pellet stove, and there's a couple reasons for that. The first one is that it's actually been inoperable this season, and we've noticed that our oil bill has actually gone down since we've stopped using the pellet stove this year. But you would think it would be the opposite, because last winter we had the pellet stove on all day and then we turned the heat on just for the night, since the pellet stove didn't reach all the way down to our bedrooms. But for some reason, I think that kind of messed with our oil consumption and just the heating system in general. So our oil bill was crazy last winter, and then this winter it's much lower. So that's probably the number one reason. But the number two reason is that it is just dangerous with little kids, and Sutton does try to go over there. That's why that rocking chair is always pushed up against the pellet stove to try and block it. Doesn't work, but he can still hurt himself. It's made of like cast iron, and it just makes me nervous. So we're thinking about selling that, and then we might do some built-ins, maybe an electric fireplace in the center of the living room. And I think that would look so nice over here. I've had such a hard time like catching a vision for this part of our house, but I have an idea in my head and I think it could turn out really nice, but we just need to figure out if we can sell that pellet stove first to help fund that project. Now just gonna walk around and do a little bit of vacuuming. It is unfortunately approaching ant season, and we do get ants in this house. I've yet to figure out how they're getting in, where they're coming from, but we do get ants. So I like to keep up with the vacuuming just in case there's any crumbs or anything on the floor that may be attracting them.
I don't know how to act, don't know how to adapt to this situation.
It's so wild. I truly don't know what's wrong with me, but you can see that there's already stuff on the island. And there's nobody else home at this point when I was filming. It was just Sutton and I, and he was actually down for a nap still. So I was putting things back on the island as I was trying to clean up the rest of the house. It truly boggles my mind, but it's just who I am as a person, I guess.
A piece of art, I want more, but better slow it down. Inside my mind is getting all too loud. I get scared, not used to this, not prepared.
At this point, Sutton had woken up from his nap, so I had fed him some lunch, and then I needed to clean him up and get him out of his high chair. He hates getting cleaned up. He gets so mad at me, but as you can see, he threw stuff all over the floor. This is the norm for us. He's still very much in the throwing things on the floor phase, which is so rough. I feel like we waste so much food. He's not really into a lot of textures. I think that when he picks something up and it feels slimy, he immediately doesn't like it and he just kind of throws it. So in this case, I'd given him some strawberries and I guess he just didn't like them on this day. But you will see him wobbling around, following me around for the rest of this video now. And I kept a lot of the clips in where he's just kind of like walking around because I think they're cute. But we're going to work on cleaning in the living room again because I really wanted to pull the couch out and clean underneath it. But I also noticed that this is a foam playmat, but it kind of looks like an area rug. It was a complete mess underneath it, so I flipped it over so I could vacuum it, and then I'm gonna pull the couch out. We've been missing the remote for our TV in our living room for over a month at this point, and I found it underneath the couch this day. We had been blaming it on Sutton that he threw the remote in the trash for literally the last month, but it was underneath the couch the whole time. And I'm also showing you guys a close-up of what under the couch was looking like. I know it's hard to tell on camera, so I wanted you to see the reality of the junk that was underneath our couch. This was really a battle because Sutton was turning off the vacuum the whole time that I was trying to do this. I had to keep going back and turning it back on over and over again. Now we're pushing the couch back now that we've got it all clean and found the remote. It was such a glorious day because we found the remote. And then I'm going to fix back up the foam playmat to put it back by the couch. We're actually getting a new one and that's covered under warranty. This one started peeling and I contacted customer service from the place where I got this from and they sent me a full refund. So I'm actually going to be purchasing a new one of these. I'm just waiting for it to come back in stock, the one that I want. But yeah, we really like these because they look like an area rug, but they also just keep your baby a little bit safer because they're a foam surface in case like they fall over or something. So yeah, really like these. We're getting a new one and it's going to be a little bit different than the one that we currently have. Now we're going to do a little bit of steam mopping and you'll see what a challenge this is with Sutton. He's just always right there, right beside me, and a steam mop is obviously like hot and dangerous, so I wanted to keep him away from it, and he just kept coming back for more. He likes to live his life a little bit on the edge, I guess. And I know this clip is way sped up, so it can kind of look like he's getting a little too close for comfort, but I promise you he was totally fine. He did not get hurt at any point, and everybody walked away with no burns. Because the baby is always throwing things off of his high chair, this area of the floor gets the dirtiest. So I really wanted to focus a lot of my attention on this part of the floors to get them extra clean and not so sticky. They're always sticky because of the food that he's throwing. There was also a little spill in the middle of the dining room table that leaked down onto the floor, and it took me a couple of days to get to it. So I got to it when I was steam mopping, and all's good now.
I want you more than money. I wanna float on downstream, go and find my wild dreams, yeah. I'd kill to feel it all shake.
I used to stay on top of my floors and vacuuming and steam mopping so much better than I do now, and I did them in like every single one of my cleaning videos, but I find that I just run out of time before I'm able to do that. So a lot of the times I have our robot vacuum go and do our vacuuming and mopping for me. It's not quite as thorough as I would be, but it definitely helps just to keep up with it while I'm so busy right now, and this is just such a time-consuming task that I don't always get to.
We're breaking all the laws of our universe. Northern lights, roaring skies.
Back in either November or December, I did a big declutter and organize of this linen closet, and it's held up pretty well, but it was looking a little bit rough. So when I was walking by and putting something away, I just decided to kind of rearrange it a little bit and try to sort it as best as I can without having to take everything out and do the whole project over again.
I fall behind every time that you're around. And it's a lie when I say that I'll be fine, I'll be fine. And in the night I tend to lose my sight. I fade out within the moving lights. But I got time, that's why I'm breathing now.
Next, we are moving into the nursery. It was looking like a complete disaster. This room is just so small that if anything is out of place, the entire room looks like a big mess. So I wanted to get it tidied, just clean off all of the surfaces. There was also a load of laundry that needed to be folded and put away. And I happened to notice while I was cleaning up that one of my cats, I think they threw up underneath the crib. And I don't know how long that's been there. I have no idea because I don't often look underneath the crib, so I wanted to pull out the crib and vacuum and clean behind it to clean up that mess.
I see red, I feel blue, but it's all black and white. It's black and white. And in the night I tend to lose my sight. I fade out within the moving lights. But I got time, that's why I'm breathing now. I can see through my feelings now. I can see clear.
These bookshelves are one of my favorite things that we got for the nursery. They were super affordable. I got them off of Amazon. I think they're linked in my Amazon storefront if you're interested, but they're one of my favorite things in the nursery. I just think they look so cute in that little corner in his closet. But now, like I said, I had a load of laundry that needed to be folded and put away, so I'm working on that. There were a couple of pairs of pajamas in this load that I decided to go ahead and throw away because they were just completely ripped at the knees. Sutton is walking now, and he's mostly walking, but he does still crawl sometimes, and all of his pajamas have big rips at the knees. So we actually recently upgraded to Elaine pajamas, and I did a reel for them over on Instagram. So I have a 20% off coupon code. I think it's just Catherine20, but I'll leave the link to Elaine down below if you guys are interested in shopping, buying some pajamas for your babies or your kids. They have kid sizes as well. They are super soft. They're like that bamboo material. They have the most adorable prints ever. And if you're gonna buy them, you might as well buy them for 20% off. So again, I will have all that information in the description box down below if you're looking to upgrade your kids' pajamas for the upcoming season. So far they've held up super well. We haven't had any issues with them ripping at the knees, and they're just so cute. And on that note, if you don't follow me over on Instagram, then you definitely should. I like to post over there every single day. It's a way to get to know me a little better on a more personal level, see more of our day-to-day lives, and I do post some cute reels of the kids from time to time. The Elaine one is like beyond adorable. I thought it was so cute, and I was really proud of myself for how that reel turned out.
Why is it so hard to just be honest? Why is it so hard to speak the truth?
Now we are pulling out the crib. Like I said, there was a cat related mess behind it, but there was also just some toys that had kind of rolled under there as well that I wanted to clean up. We're going to do a little bit of vacuuming, and then I just pulled out my multi-purpose cleaner and my cloth so I could clean up the mess. While I had my vacuum out, I figured I might as well just go around the room and vacuum along the baseboards and then also underneath the furniture, and then I'll put on the actual like vacuum head attachment so I can clean the rug as well.
I want to get this right. Haven't felt this in a while now. So sad when we are apart.
The last thing that I wanted to do was try and tidy up my older son's room. His room is just looking like a complete mess, but this is honestly something that I really can't do when he's at home. And at this point in the day, he was home. He had gone out with my husband actually for most of the day. He likes it when I clean his room for him and he gets home from school and his room is nice and clean. But for some reason, when he's actually watching me clean it, he can be a little bit controlling and a little bit difficult. So he kept coming in and kind of interrupting and telling me that I wasn't doing it right. 5-year-old going on 15. So I just did the best that I could to tidy it up a little bit. But actually, since this video went up, we totally rearranged his room. So we took down the dino stickers, we moved his bed, we moved his dresser. I went through a bunch of his drawers and things, because his room just really needed it. The layout that it was just not working for us, so we're trying something different, and so far we really like it. Carson really wants a sports themed room, so we're trying to brainstorm some ideas. I may end up repainting again, but for now we just took down the dino stickers. I did hang up that NFL poster for him that we framed earlier in the video, and he's happy with it so far, but I really want to come up with something cute for him. It's just not really in my nature to do sports decor, so I'm having a hard time, but I'm sure I will come up with some kind of idea that will look nice. But we have reached the end of this video after I go ahead and clear off his dresser. And I hope you guys enjoyed it and you enjoyed hanging out with me today and just doing a very classic clean with me, just getting a whole bunch of things done. I had fun filming this video. Again, I woke up in the mood to film, which usually my videos, now that this is like my full-time job, usually my videos are very scheduled and planned when I film them. This was spontaneous and I really enjoyed filming it. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching and it gave you a little bit of cleaning motivation or just a friend to hang out with on this Wednesday. Don't forget to come back next week for the nursery video. I'm very excited for that. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you'll come back again for another video.